What's going on? It's Coach Nkrumah here. And today's video, I'm going to be showing you the 3 steps to beating procrastination. If you find value in this video, make sure you go to bfnkrumah.com, pick up a copy of my newest book, Nothing Can Stop Us. And if you're looking for a coach to help you actually reach your goals, then click the link in the caption, get on a strategy call with me to see if I'm able to help you. But for now, let's get into today's video. And I want to talk about the 3 things I've done to beat procrastination. So I put up a post early on Facebook and Instagram about asking black men what was holding them back, and on both social media sites, the biggest answer so many folks was putting up there is procrastination. And I hear people talk about procrastination often, and I myself have been or felt as if I was a procrastinator. But y'all know I like to really dig deep into the psyche of things and the psychology of stuff, and not just look at it on a surface level, right? So many of us have just self-proclaimed that we are procrastinators, right? But do you ever procrastinate when you're hungry, or do you go eat when you're hungry? Do you procrastinate when you want to have sex, or when you're horny, you going to go get it? Do you procrastinate when you want to go have a drink, or do you go right and get a drink? All of these things that's simple, all these things that's easy, all these things that are enjoyable, we're not putting none of that stuff to the side. So are you really a procrastinator? So let's get into the reasons why you could be putting things off, especially when it comes to things that can change your actual life, your goals, or I wouldn't even call them goals sometimes, just your dreams. I talked about this the other day, the difference between consciously thinking and just daydreaming. So what makes you put those things off? See, those things are typically put off because they're not as simple, as easy, and as enjoyable as some of those other things that I've named, or some of the other things that you're just going to do instantly. And sometimes those things feel more challenging, or you don't have the confidence to think that you really can accomplish this thing. A lot of times we'll look at our goals and we are just afraid, like, how am I going to accomplish this? And since we end up so afraid, we never do it. We never step out. It's like we knew what we were supposed to be doing for 10 years, and for 10 years, we never did it. So it's not that you're a procrastinator. You are lacking some self-confidence. So I'm going to give you the 3 things I did to overcome being a procrastinator. First thing, understand this. Psychologically, the mind cannot grow unless it has a goal. So the first thing is set a goal. What does that mean? What does that look like? Remember when I was writing my first book, I was dragging my feet. It was taking me forever to write this book. I wasn't nowhere near done this book, right? So one day I'm talking to my cousin, shout out to my cousin Sean Lassiter Photography, talking to Big Cuz, and he asked me, yo, cuz, when the book come out? And I'm like, man, I ain't even finished writing the book. I don't know when the book is coming out. And he said, well, set a date. Set a date for the book launch. And then you're going to force yourself to have to finish the book. And so I set a date, May 27th, I think 2012. And from there, I set that goal. And like I said, the human mind cannot grow without a goal. So that goal that I set for myself now helps my mind to expand and grow in order to accomplish that goal. So that's the first thing. You got to set an actual goal for when you are trying to accomplish whatever it is. That way your mind can grow. You're dealing with this lack of confidence because your mind's not growing to believe that it can. You don't have any goal. You don't have anything for your mind to actually work towards. That's why it's good playing things like Free Cell or Sudoku. Always getting your mind's juices going, because your mind is a muscle. And if you don't use it, if you just continually doing all the habitual, repetitive things that you do every day, how can you develop confidence in doing something new if your mind has no goal to grow to the next thing? So first is set a goal. Second thing, stop. Now this is going to sound a little hypocritical after the first one, but let me explain it. Stop thinking about the goal every day and think about the day's task at hand. So set the goal. Yeah, you got to get to the goal. But now this is where people lose it. Every day they just think about the end. Now, I've written 7, 8 books, and I've helped a lot of other people write books. And one of the ways I've helped people develop the confidence to write a book is I tell them, listen, when I'm writing my books, all I want to do is write 2 Microsoft Word pages a day. That's it. I'm not thinking about I gotta write a whole 250-page book. I don't think about that. Every day I want to write 2 Microsoft Word pages. That's like 9 to 10 paragraphs. Excuse me. And I ask them, can you write 9 paragraphs a day? Everybody that writes is like, yeah, I can write 9 paragraphs a day. I done took the macro and brought it down to the micro. So now when I get off of the end goal and I'm thinking about, all right, what do I have to do today? It doesn't seem as big or terrifying. It doesn't seem like something I can't do, because when I'm looking at something that's terrifying, something that's big, something I feel like I can't do, of course I'm going to put it off to the side. Of course I'm going to say, you know what, I'll do that later because I'm fearful. But if I break it down, and I don't know what your goal is, you may not want to be an author, but whatever your goal is, break that thing down into what you have to do today. Into a manageable goal, a manageable expectation to think about. Because if you're trying to think about how you're going to do 2 years worth of work in one day, it's going to have you paralyzed. So set your goal. Then once you set the goal, stop focusing so much on the goal and focus on the day-to-day task that you have to actually enact in order for you to get to that goal down the line, because your goal is going to be set far out. The goal is not going to be next week, or shouldn't be next week, unless it's something really simple. Sometimes you might have something that's a year or a 2-year goal. It's like if you're going to college, you got 4 years, 6 years, 8 years, but you know you just got to go to a couple classes today. That's it. I got 3 classes today. You don't have to get your whole degree in a day. You got 3 classes today, and then that's it. Third and final thing. Schedule your days. Schedule your days. A lot of times, why it's so easy for us to push stuff off is because we never committed to doing it for any period of time during the day. So with me, when I write and research from 4 a.m. to 8 a.m. That's what I do. I like to get up early while it's still dark, while it's still quiet, do all my writing, do all of my researching, and by 8 o'clock, I'm finished doing that, and I got a whole day ahead of me, but that's my time. They're not going to be your time. Some people would like to stay up late and do things, but schedule your day. From 4 to 8 or from 8 to 4, whatever time you decide, every day I'm going to do X, Y, and Z. It doesn't have to be a whole lot. Again, I was only writing 2 pages, so I was taking 4 hours to read other books, to do research and find different articles, and then in that, I was writing 9 paragraphs, 9 to 10 paragraphs a day, 2 pages a day, which translates to about 4 pages in a book. So every 90 days, I was able to write like a 180-page book just by doing 9 to 10 paragraphs a day. I had the goal set. Then I was focused on my day-to-day task and not trying to get to the end goal in one day. And then every day I schedule my day out. I'm going to do this from this time to that time, because if you don't have no schedule, then you're just going to do whatever comes to your mind at the time, and I'll do it later, I'll do it later, I'll do it later. But when you allot specific time to do specific things, that helps you to overcome procrastination. So those are the 3 steps that I've used to beat procrastination.